holidays, everyone. I hope that you are all enjoying the festive holiday decor this season, and I know that many of you have decked the halls in a really big way this year.
So a couple of years ago, we decided as a family to start a Christmas tradition. The most important thing about doing this Christmas village is getting the family together and working together, bonding.
We invite neighbors and friends, and there's always a party going on around this Christmas village, especially in a place like South Florida where there is no snow, no skiing, and this is really nice.
We peel back the layers to show what it takes to create this amazing Christmas village on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. I love decorating for the holidays. It's that time of year when all home decor feels that much more beautiful. And it's the special touches that make things feel so magical. Learn how to create a realistic looking Christmas village with a fitting mountainous landscape, an accurate city plan layout, the proper lighting grid, and much more. So we're joined here today by Palomel Tempe and Ravi Gulcharan, the homeowners who created this incredible Christmas village. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project.
Oh, thank you
so much for having us.
So we're really excited to share with our viewers how you created this magical scene for the holidays. We're standing here in what is your family room. What a welcoming holiday feel every morning when you probably get to walk past this, when you just walk through your home.
It is quite remarkable. It does pick up a lot of room in our home. It's like 160 square feet.
So it takes up a room itself.
Yes, so this room is actually void for 2 months. This entire project gets started like mid-November, and we don't take it down until like January 6th.
But I want to know a little more of the backstory, because this was not this large last year. And was it always in this spot, or was it in other areas of the home?
This village started like probably 3 years ago.
This actually started from one little home that I was given by my brother. He gave me this one little house. But I always wanted to do it bigger.
It was in the living room, and it was in front of our, I don't know, 70 inches TV.
This large village was all in your main living room.
And we couldn't watch the football.
So you were immersed? You were immersed in the village.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't use my main dining room and the couches and the TV.
So this thing has become an
so.
addiction.
Yes,
It's once you start with it,
Can't stop.
Yeah, there's always room to grow. And so last year we did not even have the train. So we incorporated the train this year. And we did, different little aspects to create like a tree sale place, the beach.
A tree farm.
A tree farm.
I love that. You go by your
farm.
Christmas trees there. Look at that.
Yes.
I mean, when you plan this, do you take pencil to paper and like kind of grid this out, or is it something you're kind of playing around and you place and go?
Well, I think sitting and planning would be the right thing, but guys
Yes.
don't do that. That's something that
I'm
guys
a designer,
yeah,
so I have to ask. Everything's on paper.
Yeah.
No, I would love to do that, because when I come in I look at the houses and I'm like, oh, well, this
Just
house.
kind of editing a little.
Yeah, and I was like, what is doing a farm next to City Hall? Well, this guy is selling bread. He should be in front of the bakery,
All the details are thought out.
So I started to move around the houses, trying to figure out which house looks better, where, and put it as a village. And he's like, oh yes, this is it. This is how it's supposed to be.
So you do the city planning, and Ravi, you do the build.
Yeah.
And collectively, this is the gorgeous village that is created.
Yeah.
So it takes a duo. It takes a team,
A
like you
little
said.
woman
It takes a
touch
village.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I can't wait to start peeling back the layers and showing our viewers how this gets built. And we are going to jump into that as soon as we get back. Coming up, we do a layer-by-layer village construction breakdown on SoFlo Home Project.
I'm Tack Renata with FHIA, and we're going to look at why this homeowner decided to change out their old windows with new hurricane impact windows on today's SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and while there's no snow on the ground in South Florida, we have it here in this winter wonderland created by Robbie and Paula. Before the break, we talked about, how many years you've been putting this together, how it all started, the background of your winter wonderland. But I think it would be fun to break down how you actually make this.
So what we do is we have card tables.
Okay.
And we have some 8-footers wide enough to have that mountain range, and then all of the other tables with the houses and the train track are 6-foot tables. Once we lay the tables down, we have to actually put a snow blanket, so it looks like there's snow on the ground.
So first layer is snow.
Snow, yes. So behind that mountain range is actually some shoe boxes, some paint buckets,
household items.
Yes, basically. Front of the boxes and the paint buckets are styrofoam and normal masking paper that painters use. So what we did was we took the paper, crumbled it up, stuck it on the styrofoam to create that little mountain feel, bumpy feel. And once that was done, we just placed plaster of Paris and we painted it.
We used the styrofoam to make some elevations on the houses to, we did the
to get all of
beach
this
over
height.
there, the little arbor. So this is how this works. I think it's magical.
Oh, wow.
I
Look
mean,
at that.
this is, here you go.
That really gives that rocky kind of, yeah.
What I could see, it was like houses were on top of squares.
It just
I'm
wasn't
like-
accurate.
I'm like, no, how do you get up there? How do you, that doesn't look like a mountain. It's not right. So you can't have a house just sitting up on a square. Actually, you can do a lot of things with this.
So we've got a lot of tools. We've seen the styrofoam cutter. I see a hot glue gun, some paint. But I'm seeing some tongs, and we're not cooking. So what are these being used for in the Christmas village?
I actually had to use the tongs to pick up items and people that they were out of reach.
So this is how you get to edit at night. You'll just move things around with the tongs.
Because they
So inventive.
they actually had to put the houses in the mountains before adding all the other tables.
Because you got to be able to reach.
Because we couldn't reach.
That's
So,
a tip for viewers at home. If you're ever doing this, you have to be able to
Step stool.
get into the display, right? So next year maybe there'll be a crane. I can't wait to see how you add to this.
Robotic arm.
So we've got paint, and I want to talk about the way that you create this, because all of this behind me, the water, everything is hand painted.
Yes, it is.
And we are going to share with our viewers how you did that. But first, let's check in with Tack Renata from FHIA and see what he has going on today.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that this homeowner wanted to change out about the windows. The first thing is she didn't want to put up the shutters anymore by herself. It was something that she actually did on her own, and it took her a lot of time, and it was a lot of effort, and it was something that she was not looking forward to doing again, because once you put them on, you also have to take them off. So with the original windows, not only did she want to upgrade the hurricane protection, she was looking to get rid of the divided light with the colonial grids that she had, so she wanted to change that out from a cosmetic standpoint. She also wanted to upgrade the home as it relates to her energy efficiency, so we were able to do that with a really energy efficient window. So we're going to keep the style as it relates to a sliding window. She wanted to keep the ease of opening, so we're going to keep that, but we're going to get rid of the divided light, upgrade the hurricane protection, and make the home a lot more energy efficient. In speaking with the homeowner, she's already so happy with the transformation by putting in the new windows. She knew she was going to have an upgrade in the hurricane protection, and certainly she's already recognizing how much more comfortable the home is with the windows that have been installed. But she also remembered, now that we have the new windows in and it has the screen, that she can actually open the windows, especially on beautiful days like we're having today, where you'd like to have your windows open and let fresh air in. She can do that now because the screens that are included as well. So she's really happy with how everything turned out. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Tat. So, Ravi and Paola, I want to jump into how all of this painting is done because it's so intricate, and I know you've got a lot of tips to share about how you've done it. But I think also your background.
I own a painting company called Gulf Atlantic Painting, and you do have to have some type of patience when you're working as a painter. And I think that painting aspect of it translates to me being very patient here trying to put this Christmas village together. There is quite a bit of painting that needs to be done to create the realistic look of the mountains. We use some gray colors, stone looking textured looks. We had green to create that mossy feel. So I guess my background does help quite a bit with,
and my
with
daughter
the painting.
is very artistic, and she's been helping with all of that.
So she kind of creates some of these gradients of color that we're
Oh
seeing
my
here.
goodness, she was in the
beautiful.
garage with my husband and his friend, and
It's
they
a
were
family
just,
project.
oh yes,
I
yes,
love that.
Yes.
So now when it comes to the paint, I'm seeing a lot of craft and acrylic paints. That's the type of paint that you use, or did you use several different types?
So basically, for the paint to adhere to the plaster of Paris, we needed to prime it first, and also the plaster.
This is where your background comes in,
Yes,
because
and
we wouldn't always think
right,
prime.
right. That's an accurate statement. So the plaster of Paris is like a netting, and we needed to fill those holes up. Once you fill the holes, then we use the different colors, the grays, the greens, the textured terrain stucco look. And once that was done, if you do look at the mountain range, we have ledges. So we actually had to spray the ledges white to make it look like the snow is sitting on the ledges.
So real. What is this used for?
So we actually used, to create the seaport, we used styrofoam. There's 3 layers of toilet paper here, and then we actually just used regular water and Elmer's glue mixture, and we brushed it on. Once it's wet, to create the wake and the waves of the ocean, what we did was we literally just placed a boat on.
So we have real wake and waves.
Yes.
You're like putting that boat right through it.
Yes, and you just take a paintbrush and you move the toilet paper around to give you that effect of the wave and the wake behind the boat. It works. I mean, it's not rocket science. Anyone can do this. It's quite simple. You just have to,
It's just
have
time
yeah.
consuming. You're there, and the artistic vein comes out.
Well, and I
It's
feel like
nice.
they always say like painting and crafts and things like that are just such a relaxing thing to do.
It's a good bonding feeling for the family.
Coming up next, we add the final touches to this village wonderland on SoFlo Home Project. What could you do in your home with a $500 Goya Seasonings Greetings gift card? If that sounds good to you, go to local10.com to register for Goya's Seasonings Greetings giveaway. The Goya Seasonings Greetings winner will be chosen on January 3rd, 2022. So enter today. Go to local10.com for your chance to win Goya Seasonings Greetings $500 gift card. And remember, if it's Goya, it has to be good. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're not just touring a house today. We're actually touring a whole village with the homeowners who created this in their own home, Ravi and Paola. So before the break, we talked about how you constructed this, and you've been building this for more than a year or two in your home before, and every year you expand. So I'm curious to know what was new this year.
Yeah, so this year we incorporated a train, which I thought was a wonderful idea, but not thinking ahead, we had to expand the entire development of this urban city here.
How do you go about figuring out the ultimate layout?
So once we first started this, my friend and I, we laid it out. Made no sense whatsoever. My wife came in and she decided that she's going to rearrange all of the houses and put them the way it needs to be.
It needs to match, basically, yes. You know, you match in the old village church with all the older type of houses.
So all the
and
architectural styles even kind of
Correspond.
sort of, yeah, they correspond in the areas where they're placed.
it
I
needs
love
to
that.
flow around, you know. There was, you don't see a little teeny tiny house next to a big house. It just, you know, it needs to make sense.
Well, it's like good interior design. That always has to flow in a home, and so even when planning a city, it has to flow as well.
Sure does, yes.
So you've got some other areas that you've planned. I mean, I'm seeing like the ice skating rink. There's so much to see.
Yes, we do have the seaport. We incorporated a new casting that was not there last year. We have Santa's little village here, which is cute. The kids love that.
We made the ice skating rink. That's a new thing.
Now, what would a city be without a good electrical grid? And you've created that here too.
So every single one of these homes are individually lighted up with its own wiring system and its own bulb. So what you typically do is before you lay out the house, you enter the bulb in there, close it, and then the wiring gets dropped under the table and we hide the wiring with snow.
I mean, you can't see anything. When you mentioned that they're all wired from the back, I thought maybe battery operated lights or something. It's all hidden so perfectly.
is.
I wish it was battery operated.
Next, we bring this village to life by powering things up on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're here with Ravi and Paula, the homeowners who created this incredible Christmas village. And you guys, I think it's about time to light this all up, get the train running. We want to show our viewers how this all works.
Okay, so it just works as simply as this. Alexa, turn Christmas Village on.
Wow, this is so magical. I mean, it looked beautiful before it was fully lit. But when you see the train going and the whole village, I mean, each of these houses have their lights on. I see people toasting marshmallows on a fire. I mean, wow, wow, wow. So the big question is this: what do you have planned for next year?
So it is going to get bigger next year. What we're planning on doing is in this area, we want to do a ski lift resort, like with the gondolas and the base station. Then we're going to have an upper station up here. And on that side where you're at, I'm planning on putting like a stream of water just coming down the mountains.
So water features, we're adding gondolas.
Yeah.
This really is going to be next level.
I think we have to have an addition to the house to get all the
to get the rest of the village in.
And
He just described.
The one other thing I think the village is lacking is animation. Besides the train, there's no movement. So I think if we can get something that like has some type of movement,
more
it
animated.
would look pretty good.
Absolutely. So this traditional Christmas village actually is a smart village as well. Fitting with the times.
I'm thrilled. I am actually thrilled with the Christmas village this year. It's amazing. At nighttime, you come here, you turn the lights on, and you can sit here for hours just looking at it.
We
It's
love the way it looks.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you both for allowing us into your home to share with our viewers what you create for your family every year. And we look forward to hopefully seeing how this grows and continues.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully, you guys gonna have some inspiration and start your own villages.
Yeah.
Well, this was the perfect way to bring some holiday cheer. And we wish you all at home a very happy holiday season. And now let's take a quick look at what we have planned for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. We've inspired you all year long with pro design tips and the latest trends for your home. Now we take a look back at some of your favorite episodes. Well, thanks for joining us today. We hope this got you into the holiday spirit, and we hope to see you again next week for another episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at sofloshows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.